I don't know. I'm thinking maybe Slater or Dadia kicked on the idea. I don't know.
Wait, yeah, I mean, it's nice people, you know, can.
They want to battle? Oh,
it's a tough call because it's like, on one end, it's like, you make the art and you put it out there or whatever, the music or the whatever, and it's sort of like your thing, and then everybody can put their spin on it, but it's a tough call. It's cool to have people be able to do whatever they want with whatever they want to do it with. So I'm on the fence about it. How's that for an answer? It's interesting. It's definitely interesting.
What is your favorite song to perform live in front of your fans, of your own?
Oh, It Takes Two by
Rob Bass,
Rob
DJ
Bass,
Easy Rock.
Well,
big song.
Excellent. And then if you got a chance to redo somebody else's song, which would you do?
Takes Two.
That was easy.
Will you come play my house party next weekend?
Yes.
Next question.
Leader.
Hi, I just wanted to know if you ran into any problems or maybe any obstacles that perhaps made it difficult to create the finished product?
I don't know if it's okay to say, but sample clearance was a
bitch.
biatch.
You guys can say anything you want, I think.
Right.
Well, you can say that, but our lawyers probably.
Yeah.
saying-
Ken?
No, the sample clearance
That
stuff
was-
was real tricky because our DJ, our magnificent DJ, Mixmaster Mike, was.
But where? Mike jump in. He's here somewhere, I think.
But he's here. He's here somewhere. But he was throwing in all kinds of beats that we don't, that aren't on the records, that are just like live stuff. So we had to clear all the millions of things, and a lot of the stuff we had to try to figure out what it was, because some things are like beats that like a friend of his put on a record and then gave him, and he doesn't even know where he got it. So it took a while to figure out all the sample clearance stuff.
Okay, just as a label, I just was wondering if you had any advice of, I really want the bands that we deal with to make them feel like we're doing something for them and make them feel special, but at the same time, I have them know that they have to work too. So I was just wondering, like, what's one thing a label can do?
I think one of the best things is send them a lot of toiletries kits. Like,
I was going to say, yeah, if you can give them like the
That's
bullshit
big.
folding bicycle at Christmas time or something, you know, that really just does it.
yeah, the folding bike wasn't bad. That's a lot better than the fucking bullshit toiletries kit we got this year. I'm telling you.
No, there's ways you could do it, though. Just let them know. I mean, it sounds silly, but I mean, you know, just like if you get advertising in magazines and you try to push, like you do your business end of the deal, like, because the label is the business end and the, you know, musicians are the music people end. So as a label, like, do what you got to do business-wise, and I think that musicians appreciate that. And that's why you put out a record through a label, because you figured they'll handle the business stuff. So if you can, you know, whatever little bit of business stuff that you can manage to do, I think that goes a long way.
I have my thick gold and I have my Kango.
Okay.
So I was flossing. You guys going to be doing another label again?
Record label?
Yes.
I don't know. For me personally, I hope not. But that's just me.
How was it, that whole experience with Grand Royale and your relationship with EMI? The whole deal about Capitol when you guys were with them?
I mean, there were things like the aspects of being able to do something creative and do something with our friends and help get things by our friends and other creative people who we liked out there. That was definitely a positive experience. I think ultimately, though, for us, like trying to reconcile that and have it be a business was not so fun.
Any mistakes you learned from there that you would apply, that you wouldn't make in the future if you were to go back and form another label and develop artists as you did in the past?
Yeah, I would just say keep it small. Keep it simple.
Thank you.
From the guy taking a leak to the guy getting a hot dog, all that kind of stuff, how long did it take you to edit that thing?
That was about a year of putting it together. And I'm actually real disappointed. The screening that you guys got to see here, unfortunately they could only run the sound in stereo, so they're not running the full surround sound, which I think is a big part of the film. So so there's that. But but yeah, it was about a year of editing on it, putting it together.
What is each of y'all's favorite album now that you can't put down?
For me, obviously, the Purple Rain soundtrack. But
I don't know. I got a bunch of stuff on the iPod and just keep shuffling. I don't know if there's any like one album. I had the MIA album in the car for a while. It was just spinning in the car. I like that one.
First part of the question.
She wanted to know what you remembered from your own childhood.
From our own,
because
So you mean musically, what?
I remember
I think that's what she wanted to know.
when I was little, my mom had the Rolling Stones Some Girls album. And I forget the song title right now, but it skipped in the middle and had a guitar loop and the sax loop playing, and it was like this perfect loop. And I remember I loved that record, and then I loved that loop, and then loops became a thing. Mm-hmm. There you go.
Yeah, I remember for me, like, because I was the youngest of 3 brothers, so being the younger brother, I'd always steal my older brother's records, which led to many fights, pretty much daily, and. But the first ones I remember stealing were, for some reason, the Jackson 5, like the 7 inches on Motown.
Enjoy Yourself?
No, ABC.
Oh, that's a long time ago,
Yeah,
Mike.
I'm talking when I was 6.
Okay.
I got to thieving early, but that was big for. And then I remember my brothers hit me hard enough that I had to go out and buy my own copy of Steve Miller's Fly Like an Eagle. And he's like, "You're not taking my Fly Like an Eagle," the album, you know. I mean, it had some songs, that album.
I left my brother's Stevie Wonder Songs in the Key of Life on the windowsill, and it melted and warped. And
he hit you for that.
Yeah.
He probably beat you like DMX.
I don't want to talk about this anymore.
And being consistent, it's really good to see you doing it. And also, I wanted to ask you, what do you think of where the direction of hip-hop is going in today's music scene?
Well, I mean, it's definitely interesting that hip-hop is like when we first started listening to hip-hop, and it was like a small underground scene, and it's definitely interesting to see it be the biggest form of music in the world. I don't know if that answers your question at all, but it's definitely a different thing than it was.
I didn't have anything to do with the movie.
You know what I would have done?
I was just there.
I would have told people to start shooting earlier. We were just really thinking about documenting the concert itself, so we really told people to start shooting right at the beginning of the concert. But I think it would have been more interesting to just give people a couple more tapes, a couple more batteries, and let them start earlier and see
I
what
gotta
it's
say
like.
something now.
That would have been
something different about the movie. I saw Chaps today, Talib's DJ. I told you, and I told him that about the movie, and he goes, "Oh, we're in the movie, right?" Because Talib Kweli was playing on the same bill that we did this movie thing. And
you know what? I think he is for like a second, maybe like standing on the side of the stage. I think he's in for a second.
He's like, so we're in it, right? I was like, Chaps, I don't know.
Same thing with the dog show too. The dog show didn't end up in there. We had a dog show opening up.
I
for
had
us.
friends asking about the dog show.
I know. See,
but you know what? Actually, I realized
talking about the dog show.
No, actually, I had friends who were like, "Oh, well, the movie, the dog show's in it, right?" And I'm like, "No, actually, no." And they were just bummed.
We should have put Talib.
But you know what? I know it would have been impossible because the people had to come to the show and get their cameras. But it almost would have been like good if the people had the cameras like 2 days before the show, so you get to see them like put their whole ensemble together.
And like a week afterwards.
Yeah, all that. Oh, that'd be the sequel, y'all, right there.
Okay, I just have to know, are you guys going to tour or come to Austin and play live anytime soon?
Nope. Going back to the dream question.
That's true.
Not a nightmare, but a pleasant dream. I had a dream about a robot coming down, and the 3 of us got into the robot's papoose, like he was a kangaroo and had a papoose, and he flew away. And then I was telling these dudes about it the next day.
With your joking or not joking as it may be about the sponsorship stuff, I'm wondering if you guys, how familiar you are with Clear Channel and now the Live Nation thing and their kind of prospect on the industry with integrating advertising and all of those things and basically their business model of taking over all the promoters and stuff across the country and what your thoughts are on that type of stuff.
It's fucking weird. It's very scary, actually.
I think it's too bad, but I think it's too bad on like a broader level with all kinds of shit like Starbucks and the whole nine. I kind of like when there's individuals that own stores instead of like corporations.